Hey guys, it's Paul from Bushcraft, and today I just want to talk about the mental aspect of bushcraft. I find it's a area that's often overlooked when people talk about bushcraft and the outdoors and going into the bush and all that. And I find there's a lot of things that can be really used and come in handy when you're out in the bush and that you often don't think of, and it's good to keep in the back of your mind. And just having a positive attitude and just positive thinking is a big thing, I find. I'm not trying to go Tony Robbins on you or nothing, but you hear a lot about people that get stuck in survival situations and the human will to live and how strong that is. And I find that with a positive attitude, that can really go in hand with something like that. And I find that it's often overlooked. People don't talk about it much, but if you train yourself to go into the bush with a positive attitude, I think that only good things come of that. It's positive thinking yields positive results, in my opinion. So it's a good thing to focus on. Another thing I find too is just if you do come into a situation where you're not sure where you're going a bit, or something happens, you twist a foot, anything like that, just to keep calm. A lot of people, it's easy to panic and to get freaked out, but when you get panicked and you start walking fast, you lose your sense of direction, and by walking fast in a state of panic, you can really get yourself in big trouble and get yourself stuck out there way longer than needs be. If you would have remained calm and processed the situation and made a calm decision before taking off in a state of panic. And just evaluating your decisions, I find too, can make a big difference. Like, you get to a river, stop and look at the river. Okay, where should I cross? What's the best way of going about this? Because if you just cross right where the path or where you come out on the river, you might go down a couple 100 feet lower around a bend, and instead of crossing in 3 feet of water, you might be able to cross it in 1.5 feet of water. And just something like that can save you from a big accident, because some currents can be really strong when they start hitting your waistline, and all it takes is a little slip on a rock and you're down in the current. And trust me, I've almost came into hypothermic situations in the middle of the summer, getting caught in the storm fishing, and I didn't think it was possible, but yeah, you can get in a hypothermic situation in the middle of August. Also, I live in Canada, but still, it's just being soaking wet can put you in real big trouble. I know people, even hikers and stuff, like I do a bit of hiking, and you tend to be in a rush, right? You want to put as many miles in a day, but if you're going in a thick bush, you're not following a simple trail. You have to pay attention a little more and just make better decisions and not just rush, because rushing can really get you into trouble. It's better to have a plan and pay attention and be sure what you do before you do it, especially if you're by yourself. Because if you're by yourself and an accident happens, you're in a lot bigger trouble than if you're with somebody else that can go for help or can help you out or something like that. And a lot of times that I go fishing or I'm in the bush, I'm by myself because I enjoy the solitude. I really find that it brings me peace and just recharges my batteries. So I find myself in the bush alone a lot. So a lot of this stuff I try to pay attention to just so I don't get myself into big trouble. Another mental aspect of bushcraft is keeping track of time. And that's why I'm a big advocate of always having a watch with you when you go into the bush. Because if you lose track of time and you get stuck at dark and you got a couple miles to make it through the bush back to your vehicle or wherever you are, you can be stuck out for the night very easily. So that's why I always say keep track of time. Also, paying attention to your surroundings. Look around, listen for sounds, look for wildlife, listen for wildlife. Just little things like that can really get you in tune with what's going on around you. Look at the sky. Is there a dark cloud coming? Do you foresee a storm coming in the next little bit? If you do you leave early? There's a lot of little decisions like that that you can make that can save you from a bad situation in the future. Another big thing I find is to get your bearings before going in. I know that just looking around at mountains, rivers, logging roads, just getting the whole landscape in of where you are before going into the bush can really give you a good picture once you're in there of where everything is. And one of the most important things of all I find is if you're going in the wilderness, always let somebody know. Even if it's just for a couple hours. I always let my wife know if I'm going fishing, where I'm going, how long I'm going to be gone. And if not my wife, a member of my family, always let somebody know. That way if something happens, you know there's going to be help coming for you and you're not on your own for God knows how long. And that's probably one of the biggest rules of bushcraft and being out in the wilderness, is to let somebody know where you are at all times, because you don't want to get stuck out there and have an accident happen and you don't know when help is going to come. Another big thing too is soak it all in. Enjoy the scenery. Enjoy being outdoors. That's what you go for in the first place, to be out there and to enjoy it and everything. So don't take it for granted when you're out there. Enjoy the scenery, be at one with the nature, and just have a great time, because that's why we all do it for. And it's probably one of the biggest things of bushcraft, is just the fulfillment and being at one with nature and just enjoying yourself out there. I hope you enjoyed my video on the mental aspect of bushcraft. Just a few things that I find that can help you out if you're going in the bush and doing some wilderness hikes and stuff like that, and can come in handy. It's often overlooked, and I find it's a good thing to talk about, and hope you enjoyed it. I really appreciate your views and everything, your support. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and until next time, see you out in the woods.